Hello and welcome to Knack Kitchen, where this week we are going to be preparing Banoffee Pie. This recipe is so easy, you only are required to make two things here, and the rest of it is just bananas and whipped cream. And it's so easy to make, it's almost unfair just how delicious it is and requires no effort whatsoever. So, with that being said, let's start with the filling first. And the filling is called Dulce de Leche, which is Spanish, where dulce means sweet or candy, and leche means milk. So, for this, I'm using condensed milk and I'm using 2 cans, but what we need is about 800 grams. And all we need to do is cook this, and the best way to do it is in an oven covered with foil and placed on a roasting tin. Since I don't have a roasting tin, I'm using a Boracel glass. You cover it with some hot water to about half the height of your condensed milk, and then this goes into an oven. Now, if you don't have an oven, you don't need to worry. You can make dulce de leche and this entire pie without an oven. The directions would be in the description box below. So, after about 90 minutes, our dulce de leche should be ready, and you can see that it's darkened a lot in color and is a lot thicker as well, and that's exactly how we want this to be. So now I'm just giving this a stir, and you can see that it's still pretty light on the inside. You can bake the dulce de leche even longer if you prefer a darker color. So we'll set that aside to cool while we work on our ginger biscuit base, which starts obviously with some ginger biscuit, which is ground to a powder in a mixer or by hand, to which we'll add some brown sugar, and we'll also add some melted butter. And that's all that we require for this pie crust. Now, in case you don't have ginger biscuit, you can use any plain biscuit of your choice. And once this mixture resembles the consistency of wet sand, we'll transfer to an ungreased pie tin and spread it around the sides first, and then the remaining mixture will go into the center until we have a uniform pie crust. Now this goes into the refrigerator for about 45 minutes, and then we bake it in an oven. Now, if you want to make a no-bake version, then you can skip this step altogether. However, if you do bake it, then your crust is going to turn darker and it will be soft at first, but when you let it sit for about 10 minutes, it will firm up again. So here we have our firmed up baked crust, to which we're going to add our dulce de leche in an even layer, or as even as we can possibly get. It's all going to be covered with bananas and cream anyway, so you don't need to worry about getting a smooth top at this point. So just before we're ready to serve, we're going to slice the bananas into thin slices. So now I'm just going to place these bananas all over our pie, and you don't really need to go in a circular pattern or for any pattern. All we really need is an even layer of bananas, which will be covered by cream at the end of it. And once we've had all our bananas placed, this goes back into the refrigerator while we beat our whipping cream. Since I intend to pipe my whipping cream, I am beating the cream to stiff peaks. You can whip your cream to soft peaks and just add it to your pie using a spoon. But since I'm going to pipe this, here I have stiff cream which is going to hold its shape while I pipe. So now this cream goes into a piping bag and we are ready to decorate our pie. So now that our pie is adequately chilled, I'm going to pipe the cream on top, and here I'm using a star tip. I'm just going to mention this once again. You can just apply the cream on your pie using a spoon. Don't let a piping bag, or rather a lack of one, stop you from trying this amazing dessert. It is bound to impress any and everyone who tries it. So once the cream has been piped or spooned, the last thing that we're going to do is give it a generous dusting of cocoa powder. And in case you don't have cocoa powder, then you can just grate some chocolate as well. I like to use some cocoa powder and a generous sprinkling of some chocolate chips. And that's all there is to our beautiful Banoffee pie. It's ready to be served and it is so pretty to look at. It's bound to impress any and everyone. So now I'm just going to slice this pie to show you what it looks like. And I did make a mess of it. I hope you do a better job. And here we have the pie and I'm already salivating at the sight of it. I hope you give this recipe a try. And if you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next week.